Hey, this is MiracleMax. Welcome to Rise of Kingdoms. And I am here in Kingdom 2, and we are approaching the end game. And I'm going to hit this verify now because it will definitely stop us at some point while I'm talking. So let me get it out of the way and collect my little meager rewards. Meager as they are, they're still rewards, and I will take them. So right now in Kingdom 2, we are staring down the Great Ziggurat. And this is the center of the map. This is the thing we've all been waiting for. And I want to talk to you about it a little bit before we take it on. Because while in some ways this structure is similar to the Lost Temple, it has a very different feature that that makes us have to look at it differently. So let's start with where Kingdoms 1 through 8 are in the Lost Chronicles. So we have destroyed our 100 level 10 barbarian forts, and in 4 hours and 46 minutes, we are going to enter that great 24-hour period before the final structure opens. So the Great Ziggurat. Well, how does it work? Well, let's start with how it's like the Lost Temple. The first thing is to attack it, you must adjoin it. And as you can see, Kingdom 2, which is in yellow, is in a good position. And if I scroll out on the map, let me just show you where Kingdom 2 is, and we'll start in the upper corner. This is Kingdom 3, and they have a little portion of the map there. Kingdom 2 started here and controls all the area up to Kingdom 1, has Kingdom 1 boxed in, has Kingdom 8 pretty boxed in, has Kingdom 7 pretty boxed in, Kingdom 6 boxed in. Kingdom 5 has been fighting for their lives. Shout out to them. They are a very strong kingdom. And if Kingdom 2 were not on this map, they would be destroying everybody. So lots of battles happening here. Kingdom 4 is actually in an alliance with Kingdom 2. So you can see that blue actually has access to the center. And they're going to be one of the other kingdoms that has access. The other kingdom that has access is one alliance from Kingdom 3 up here in the corner. Their second strongest alliance, which is Tonic of Lilith right here, has actually been, has worked out a treaty or an alliance with Kingdom 2 and is actually the only other kingdom that's in Zone 3. So Kingdom 2 is controlling the map, and if we go to the honor roll, it becomes really obvious that Kingdom 2 is crushing the map. Kingdom 5, which was the red one that I showed you, is in second. Then Kingdom 4, 8, and 3 are all pretty grouped up. And then there is the bottom. All right, and then as far as alliance goes, Kingdom 2 has the top 4 alliances. UCS is in a clear lead for first. And that's why the map is yellow. So if we go back out to the Great Ziggurat, which we have built up to, we are the darker yellow here. Let's read what the structure has to tell us. And you're going to see it's very familiar. There's the rewards, 5,000 gems, 200,000 alliance honor, 200,000 kingdom honor, 51 hours. Those are 3-hour speedups. That's very nice. 53-hour speedups, free teleports. Wow, teleports are needed a lot in the Lost Kingdom map. Teleports and AP. I like that there's one gold key. Like, what are we going to do with one gold key? But yay for the one gold key. Great rewards. Kingdom honor and alliance honor points are going to stack up quickly when you have this structure under control. All right, so let's look at this. Open for contention every 3 days. During this period, alliances may attack. If you occupy it for 8 hours, you control it. The very first battle at the Great Ziggurat against the neutral forces does not result in any deaths. It is just severely wounded. After that, however, any alliance versus alliance battle, there will be deaths. All right, and it tells us there that all severely wounded will die immediately. So there's no severely wounded. If it's alliance v alliance, it's all deaths. Okay, now here's the kicker of this. The Great Ziggurat will be unsealed at the same time as its 4 citadels. If a citadel and the Great Ziggurat are captured by separate alliances, the citadel will launch an attack on the Great Ziggurat once every 5 minutes, dealing massive damage to the troops garrison within. So, let's take a look at those structures because they're going to play in a great deal into who controls this. So there are 4 of the citadels, 1 on each corner. And these aren't structures you take by attacking them. These are structures you take very similar to the ancient ruins and dark ruins by simply being the only alliance within the pulsating square. As long as you are the only one in there, you capture it. Um, and we can read about that. They're sealed and unsealed with the Great Ziggurat, so that means that 8-hour period they're open and then it closes again. So you automatically gain control once only troops from your alliance are in there. Um, and then if they're held by separate alliances, it will attack. So how do you handle this then? Well, for starters, before you attack the Great Ziggurat, it's important that whichever alliance is going to be deemed the one with the rally that gets to take the Great Ziggurat, they need to take control of these citadels first. Which means as soon as the Great Ziggurat unlocks, troops from that alliance need to sit at these 4 squares and be willing to battle off anyone else who's in this square. Before you attack the Great Ziggurat, you must get these under control. And once your name appears on that, your alliance name, it is yours. And it's important that you control this not only before you take the Great Ziggurat, but for that entire 8-hour period that it is open for contention, you must defend these squares as much as you are defending that Great Ziggurat. So now, instead of having 1 location to defend, you actually have 5 locations to defend. You will have your troops inside the Great Ziggurat defending it, but you also have many solo armies in these 4 corners defending those structures. What does this mean for the Great Ziggurat? Well, it means that we still are going to attack it using the 4 pathway with 4 different alliances or 4 different groups coming down each of the 4 forks. But those troops are going to need to be very careful to stay within the Great Ziggurat area and stay outside of that pulsing area. So while they're in that path and they are attacking, we're going to assume there's going to be guardians. We're going to assume there's going to be believers, just like before, guardians to attack the troops and just be menaces, and believers to heal the Great Ziggurat. You're going to have to stay outside that pulsating area. And that's going to make it really interesting. Because multiple alliances have to work together to take this structure, there's just going to have to be very great care taken in keeping these areas clear. Now, this gives great opportunities if a map is under contention. It gives great opportunities for other alliances to use these 4 corners as attacking areas. So if they don't want a certain alliance to take the Great Ziggurat, they simply need to get control of one of these structures, and it will attack the Great Ziggurat until all those troops die. So as we scroll out, remember that these 4 corners can all be controlled by different alliances. You could actually have one alliance controlling the Great Ziggurat in the center, and then 4 different alliances controlling the outer ones. Now, if the alliance that controls the Great Ziggurat controls one of the citadels, that citadel won't attack the Ziggurat. So that's why you really need to control all 5 for the 8-hour period. All right. Like I said, it's a little different from before, and we are about 36 hours away from taking this. But I want people to be thinking ahead. How are these going to fall? Who's in charge of each of the 4 corners? It means that the alliance that is taking down the Great Ziggurat is going to have all of its solo armor's responsibilities to be defending those citadels, while the forks are going to have to be covered by troops from other alliances or multiple armies out. So If I were in the alliance that was taking the Great Ziggurat, I would have one army in the rally. I would have one or two armies on the fork that I'm helping to fight off the Guardians and the Believers. And then I would have one or two armies at a Citadel defending it and defending that square. That takes up all 5 of my queues, and I can expect a full hospital, and I will need to be ready to heal. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the rewards that come with it, and let's take a look at those. And then I'm excited for the end game. And it's interesting because on the main map, taking the Lost Temple was the end game. But on this map, that is the beginning of the end game. And I'm going to do a separate video talking about the end game. But let's look at the rewards for taking the, we'll start here on the Twilight, the rewards for taking the Great Ziggurat. So if you control the Great Ziggurat at the end of the chapter, you get 2,000 gems and 5 gold keys. If you control the Great Ziggurat, if your alliance controls the Great Ziggurat, takes it the very first, let's see, occupies it one time, you're getting 2,000 gems, 5 gold keys, 100 of the 10,000 tomes, and it looks like, yeah, you've got 10 of each type, 1 hours, and then 1,000 action points times 3. If you hold the Great Ziggurat at the very end of the game, that's a different story, and that is part of the end game. But that's where the bigger rewards are, including Charlemagne. And we don't have any information on Charlemagne yet, but expect a legendary commander. And, I'm hoping for infantry or archers. I'm hoping for either an infantry or an archer commander, a nuker. That's what my hope is, but we'll see. All right, so that covers the planning for the Great Ziggurat, and I will do a different video on the endgame, and that'll come out right probably the day after this one comes out. And I also will record the Great Ziggurat when it's taken and get you the scout reports and the battle reports for that and for the Citadel. That's going to be the end of this video. If you like this video, please throw a like on it. And if you have questions about the Great Ziggurat or the Citadels, please leave a comment on the video and I will answer them for you. Also, if you're enjoying these videos I'm putting out, please subscribe. That tells me that you want more content and that I should keep spending my time doing this. All right, I appreciate you as always. Go have a great day. Bye-bye.